Let's go now to Chief Simeon Tshakapesh. Chief, you're on the air. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
How are you doing?
Very good. You?
Good, thanks. Lots of interesting political news on the go, federally and provincially, and I'd be surprised if among the Innu Nation there wasn't some interesting political news too. Go right ahead, Chief. Hello?
Bill?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Oh, yes. Also, politically, you should state it.
Yeah, for sure.
Originally, politically, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, I guess you heard about the general election that's been called in Natoshish, and which I stated very clearly, I'm not going to run for the big seat.
Yeah, you did. You said that. Why have you pulled out of contention there, Chief?
Well, there's too much political infighting going on with that. That's been going on for the last 30 years, and it's not helping the community at all. It's too much accusations. There's too much personal attacks. There's too much vandalizing the leader's property. I mean, both of my boats are gone, and my truck being shot at, and everything. And oh my goodness, you name it all. It all happened.
Chief, I got an email from you. I think you've sent it to several people, of course, in which you mentioned you're now going to retain a lawyer as you're tired of this false information and slander that's going on around you. You're being slandered as well as this vandalism. Are you?
Oh yes. Definitely. Oh yes. Publicly, I've been. My credibility was always trying to be attacked, and personally, people are misleading. I mean, even the Grand Chief of Innu Nation and those people from Innu Nation said the same thing. And I said, guys, prove it if in fact I did something wrong.
Yeah.
So I did. I went around, and people that accused me of the contracts, and those people, and they all came negative, and they're not true. So, which that never transpired. I mean, I would never do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Innu Nation should call general election. I'm asking the Grand Chief of Innu Nation and Deputy Grand Chief to call general election because it's not helping the community. It's the Innu Nation is not serving the purpose how it was incorporated back in the old days. But it's not happening. It's supposed to be happening with land claims deal. Supposed to be defending people Aboriginal rights, and right now we have a number of cases, Child Family Services that's been on the go for many years now, and recently I went to St. John's myself and staked out the Confederation building just to get the help from the Aboriginal kids.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that really bothered me, both communities and Shashashi especially, and I have been dealing with couples in Shashashi, and I feel really sorry for them, and that the child was taken away from them, and now the child is crying for help to come back, and nobody's listening to these people. But I wish I had a jurisdiction over Shashashi, which I could do something about it. But I have tried to intervene along with my co-chief in Shashashi, and we're not making any headway. But I really needed the Innu Nation to step up the plate as well, because they're the ones who are supposed to be fighting with the Aboriginal people, Aboriginal rights. But it's not happening. Chief
Tshakapesh, when was the last general election in the Innu Nation?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
The reason I ask is, is it time? According to the time that's gone by, is it time now to have one in terms, of a regular expiry of the term of office, or would this be a premature general election at this point?
I wouldn't call it premature, but I would looking at since the last general election for Innu Nation, it was never, seems like nothing is happening, because we got a lot of complaints on Mashquat Falls. And I have those documentations of complaints after complaints, and people are not being heard, and the Innu Nation is refusing to listen to their own membership. And I think there's got to be some propaganda going on between Nalcor and Innu Nation. So I don't know what's going on. They're not dealing with the issues that the Innu people have brought forward at Mashquat Falls.
If there was a general election for the Innu Nation itself, would you run in that?
Oh yes, definitely, I think so.
Yeah, so that would... And what do you think you could achieve that has not been achieved since the last general election among the Innu people?
I I think I would achieve probably both communities would get a good contract from through RED rather than starting the Innu Nation starting their own business. I heard they're trying to compete with the RED, and which is never. I mean, that wasn't the mandate that was given to these two Grand Chiefs and the board, but it was never mentioned that you guys can start your own business. But that's not what's been happening. But the other thing is that, Bill, is that the Innu Nation are promoting their own bodies, so they're setting themselves up with Muskrat Falls contracts and other contracts, and that's what's been happening. And the board members are having. Some board members have their own business. They've got a contract with Muskrat Falls now. And let's say if I did that, I'll be crucified in a public place, I think, if I did that, Bill. I would be crucified, I think.
Yeah. Chief Tshakapesh, did I hear correctly that you're considering or deciding to move back to Davis Inlet from Netwashish?
Oh, yes, yes, and that's another part that I'm working on right now, Bill, because there's too much political infighting, and I think it's time that we said many years ago now, so it's time that we separate ourselves with this other clans, and it's not helping the community. The community is just going downhill, but the kids are suffering, and these kids, we got to save these kids. These are the future leaders, and we got to protect them, and we got to educate them, and if the people are so blindsided, not seeing that the kids are not getting education, and all the kids are suffering because they're not getting the education that they're supposed to get. Chief,
have other members of the Netwashish band, have they agreed to move back to Davis Inlet with you, or is this an individual thing you're doing?
No. This separation has been gone for at least. Remember when the relocation took place back in, I don't know, it was a while back, 10 years ago, I would say.
Do I ever? It cost tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars.
Yes, yeah, you probably recall that. I'm pretty sure everybody recall that.
Absolutely.
But then again, Bill, in 1949, the terms of union were supposed to be entitled to, which we never entitled, so it's no big deal. But anyway, we're not going to be asking. You kind of lost me off track there a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you kind of caught me off there a little bit. But I was going to say, yeah, there are members here that wants to move back, but we wanted to stay back in Davis and join the relocation process. But then again, we were accused. Well, we tried to sabotage the relocation process, which we didn't want to do. We didn't want to, but now the community's here. Now we can say, guys, okay, we're not going to sabotage anything now. We just want to go back and start our own band. But there's under the Indian Act, there's section 17 that bans amalgamation, and there's a process, and I think I want to take advantage of that.
Okay, keep us posted on what happens. In the meantime, if you hear that your request for a general election among the Innu Nation voters is accepted or declined or is refused, let us know, will you, Chief?
Oh, yes, we're going to fight for this because a lot of people in Shashashi, I've been talking to Shashashi people, I've been talking to Netwashish people, they said, so it's time that these guys step aside, and if they want to do business, they can have business.
All right. Well, so, listen, thanks very much. I didn't mean to throw you off there, but the points you're making are so interesting and so provocative that it's hard not to jump in, you know? But
yes, it's going to be very interesting for the next couple of months. It's going to be interesting, and I can tell you that. And I'm also, like I said, I'm returning a lawyer. I'm also going to retain a lawyer from separation amalgamation, which is, I think, it's going to happen, and it's going to take time, but it's going to happen, I think.
Yeah. When I was in Ottawa, we had that film, remember that occasion several years ago. I was talking to you at the time. There was an Innu lawyer, a woman, a female Innu lawyer from Quebec who was there. A very, very interesting person. I had a chat with her. Would you get a lawyer from among the Innu people, or would you go outside?
I think I would prefer outside because I want someone with a good experience with Aboriginal law, and I also want to have somebody with some case laws that they want, and that's the route I'm taking. But I'm doing a lot of research right now. But I'm talking to a lawyer from Toronto, and this firm is gigantic firm, and there's about 800 lawyers in them. So that's where I'm heading with this.
All right, thanks, Chief.
If any lawyers out there interested, come on aboard with me.
Okay, and thank you very much for joining us, and keep us posted on any developments or lack of developments. We'd appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
All the very best. Bye-bye.